Hi, Andrew here again. From time to time, people tell me that they don't need a pension because their business is their pension. And when they get to the point that they want to retire, they'll just sell that business and live off the proceeds for the rest of their lives. But for me, this is a potentially huge mistake, because what you're doing, if you're taking that approach, is doubling down on the risk. You'll be fully aware of what risks are involved in running a business, a small business, on a day-to-day basis. But you're also gambling your future financial security and your future financial independence on the success of that same business. And we just need to think back over the past 12 to 18 months and see the effects that the pandemic have had on small and large businesses, the country and the world over, to see how unforeseen circumstances can have such catastrophic effects. So by assuming that you can sell your business, that you'll have a business to sell, or a business to sell at a value you think it's worth at the point you want to retire, is a big gamble. If you perhaps think about it in these terms, it will help put it in a different context for you. If you imagine what you perceive the value of your business to be, and imagine you've got that money now in your bank account, or perhaps, if you like, in a briefcase in front of you, and you come to me as your trusted financial advisor and say, Andrew, I've got this money, I want it to work harder, what do you recommend that I do with it? Now, if I said, do you know what, I know a small company that I think is going to go places, I think it's going to provide some good dividends along the way, I think you should invest in this company and put it all in that company. But as your trusted financial advisor, I say to you, but there are some risks. Look, it's a small company, there's lots of uncertainty that naturally is going to surround small businesses. There's going to be market forces and market cycles you can't control. You can't control what happens to suppliers or competitors, or the actions your employees take, or your own health and ability to continue on the job. And there's also the risk that when you come to sell it, you won't be able to sell it for the price that you think it's worth at the time that you need to sell it for. Now, I'd imagine you'd say to me, Andrew, I don't want to take that risk. My mother, my grandmother used to always tell me, don't put all your eggs in one basket, and that's exactly what you're recommending me to do. And you'd be quite right taking that approach and taking that view. But that's what you're doing with your business. You've got all your eggs in one basket. And by using a pension as a means to get money out of your business, you're not only able to diversify that risk and invest in the great companies of today and the great companies of tomorrow around the world, you're also taking money out of your business very tax efficiently. Because if you make a pension contribution from the company to your own personal pension, it's a cost of the business, so you can offset it against corporation tax relief. So money from the business into you very tax efficiently. So perhaps that helps. I think in those terms. If your attitude always has been, well, I'll sell my business to fund my retirement, hopefully it's given you at least a pause for thought. If you want to talk about it further, please do get in touch.